All right, so during the live today, one of the things that the Lord showed me, like in the midst of the live, and thank goodness He did, because when I thought about it initially, I didn't have an answer for it, but the Holy Spirit, like He does, showed up, and like in the process of me thinking about it, just provided the answer. And it was, did Jonah have a choice, right? The live was on Choose This Day Whom You Will Serve. And it was thinking about the fact that we have a choice. But now reflecting on that, we don't choose God, God chooses us. We know for those that are chosen, it's a decision that God has made. So now we look at Jonah. Did Jonah have a choice? Because it seemed like he made several. God was just like, nope. But listen, what the Lord showed me was that the decision the Lord allowed Jonah to make was the decision that was in alignment with Jonah's heart's desires. You see, the Lord gives us the desires of our heart. And we saw in that well, it was His desire to serve the Lord. When we look at that section, and it is chapter 2, He says, in my distress, I called the Lord, and He answered me. From deep in the realm of the dead, I called for help. You listened to my cry when my life was ebbing away. I remembered you, Lord, and my prayer rose to you, to your holy temple. Those who cling to worthless idols turn away from God's love for them. But I, with shouts of grateful praise, will sacrifice to you. What I have vowed, I will make good. I will say, salvation comes from the Lord. You see, there's reverence there before the Lord. That didn't start with that well. It didn't start before that journey in which he tried to run. That started long ago. This knowing who God is and having reverence for the Lord. The worship, the praise, the sacrifice, it's in him. He didn't gain that language in the well. It was already the manner in which he knew to serve and honor the Lord. You see, the Lord gives you the desires of your heart. And what's his desire to do? Worship. The funny thing is, Paul talks about that, right? To give our body as a living sacrifice. And this is an act of worship. It's already in his heart to do that. See, this is why he couldn't let him run. He couldn't let him die. Because the true desire of his heart is to serve and worship God. How do we know that? Because God gives him the desires of his heart. And we see when he's at his worst situation, he just surrenders to what's in his heart. The reason why that's so important today is because you have a choice. Choose this day whom you're going to serve. But no, some of these things that you think that you want, they're just the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, the pride of life, which is of this world, and the ruler of this world is Satan. He just wants you fixated on those things to turn you from the will of God in your life. When you really move past what the flesh wants and really seek the desires of your heart, it's to serve God. It's to be with God. It's how you were created. You got to be careful. You really got to be careful with this, because you were created to serve. You were created to worship. You were created to love. And if that's not directed towards God, there's a need there that still will need to be fulfilled in you. So if it's not to God, it'll be to something else. You'll serve another God, a small lowercase g, God. You will serve, you will worship, you will praise, you will love, you will come under the power of another God. So what other option is there? On this journey, you will be tried, you will be tested by God. You will be stretched. In order to do so, you will experience spiritual warfare. But like Job, we say, though you slay me, yet shall I trust you. You see, it's this understanding that no matter what happens, I'm still going to serve you, God. Because this is the only way. It's what my heart truly desires. So we get a 3 Hebrew men mentality, right? And it's, my God can deliver me from this fire, but if he don't, I'm still going to serve him anyways. We got to get to that point where we get to the reality of what it is that we truly desire. I will never, ever be happy, and I know it. I know it. Not serving God. This is why I'll leave everything for God. Because if I have everything and I don't have God, what do I really have? If I have the world but forfeit my soul. When I tell you, I could have great romantic relationships, great familiar relationships, great friendships, really working a job in which I feel like it's purposeful. But if none of that is led by, directed by God, if all of that is apart from God, then I know I have nothing, and I won't allow my life to amount to nothing. The desire of my heart, when it really gets down to it, I know is to serve God. So no matter what happens to me, good or bad, as long as I can serve God, as long as God is with me, it's enough. Get your focus back on your true love. Make the choice, but make sure you're choosing your heart's true desire. And that's God. So if you like this video, go ahead and like it. Comment if you want to comment. Subscribe for your girl. And then if you feel led to donate, my information is down below. Love y'all. Choose this day, but make sure you're choosing right. Choose God. Love you.